Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV. And today we're going to be talking about the building blocks really of creating your own reality, or getting yourself to a version of reality that is more in line with your intentions, holding more of what you want in this world, right? Or experiencing more of what you want. We have to wake up and become aware of our external environment, our reality. We have to become aware of what's going on internally, and then our relationship to it, right? All these ties to the external via the internal, and wake up to all this stuff so we can gather and properly use the energy that we take back from waking up to what is getting our energy right, and then using that energy to create something new. Because without the creation part of this equation, you can definitely wake up to some of the things about your life, your reality, the society you live in, yourself as a person. But then if you want to experience something different, that's where the creative energy comes into the equation. Before I get started, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me. To enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers and Reality 2.0 Unteachable. Check it out down below, the link. Join us on Facebook, subscribe, like, comment, do all those good things. Okay, so Vadim Zeland has a little bit to say about this in this book that I've been reading quite a bit. I really do enjoy it. I mean, you can read it in 5 minutes, really. It's a very short little read. But I go back and I kind of just look again, because each time I look at these little pages, something new pops out. It's very interesting. It's a very small amount of information, but it kind of morphs and means different things at different times. It's a very curious little wonder of a book. Okay, so what he says here, awareness is the key to everything. The unaware may ask what awareness has got to do with making the money or getting the mate you want. The answer is everything. When you are aware, you realize that it is not about getting this or that, but it is all about knowing what reality is and who you really are. Then from the space of knowingness and beingness, you are free to create whatever you wish. You're free to play with illusions without being trapped by any, as it is all just a game. Okay, so this is really quite a fascinating little lesson. I know it kind of seems a little simple on the face, like, okay, awareness and creating, I get it. But really what happens is, I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my ability. I'm hoping it's not going to elude me, because it's subtle and it's a little complex, but how I see it is this. Let's say you want something, right? Let's say you want something simple, like you just want to be happy. Okay, you just want to be happy, and you've been struggling with being happy for a while. But you know that you just want to be happy, but you still can't manage to get yourself there consistently. Maybe you see, glimpses of happiness, or you're happy for an hour or so a day, but the rest of your time you feel as though something's not right, and you feel as though you could be happier, that there's more to life, that something's missing, or something's, again, not quite right. Okay, now what happens is there are pendulums that are responsible for, ultimately you're responsible because you have adhered to these pendulums, or even the internal pendulums like worrying or anxiety, or holding on to limiting beliefs, or any of that kind of stuff. but you are essentially living the version of reality with that you're currently experiencing, with the walls of that reality being the pendulums that kind of keep you not only confined to the sector of reality that you're experiencing, but keeping your thoughts limited in nature, right? Like, well, this is all there is, or it's going to be too challenging for me to get into something else, or to find myself into another state of being, or another situation, or another place where I can be happy. So remember, pendulums want to keep you convinced that that little itty bitty sliver of reality that you are experiencing is the only way it is, and that's what you got. Because if you don't question that, you stay connected to the pendulums and you keep feeding the pendulums your energy. They keep their hooks on you, right? Remember Neo in the Matrix, when he wakes up, you know, he takes the pill that he wakes up and he realizes that he's in a pod with all these things stuck to him. So this is what pendulums want, right? This is what pendulums want. And as Vadim Zeland says here, the answer, when you are aware, you realize it is not about getting this or that, but it is all about knowing what reality is and who you really are. Okay, so here's the fascinating part. What if you can find the ability to wake up to what is confining you and keeping you from what it is that you want. I mean, okay, again, you're keeping yourself from what you want by adhering to, you know, the pendulums or the beliefs or whatever it is. But if you can wake up and gain awareness that happiness is there for you to have, right? It is there for you to have, but those walls have to come down so you can expand out of that little sliver of reality as you're experiencing it, and get yourself to a place mentally and energetically where you can actually start creating that version of reality that you want to experience. So it's like a two-step process, right? It's breaking down reality as you know it, and then it's going towards that version of reality or that thing, whatever it is that you want, via your creative energy, thoughts, actions, new frequency, all that kind of stuff. So then he goes on to say, then from the space of knowingness and beingness, you are free to create whatever you wish. Okay, so again, once you've woken up to what is holding you back, yourself and the pendulums in your life, then you are free to create whatever you wish. You're free to play with illusions without being trapped by any, as it is all just a game. So this really is like, you know, you can go down this rabbit hole. You can go down this rabbit hole quite far, and you can really, you know, I saw a little meme the other day on Instagram. It said The Matrix wasn't a movie, it was a documentary, right? So here's the deal. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that may get the ball rolling in the right direction if you're not getting what it is, if you're not experiencing what it is you want to experience today. So let's say, like Vadim says in the example, that you want money or the partner. Like, how's awareness going to help me get money or the partner? And again, the answer is everything, because if you don't have something right now, it is because of your unhealthy attachment to some sort of some pendulum, right? Either external or internal. It's something that is happening within. Whatever you can put your finger on, and remember, simple solutions to complex problems, right? Oftentimes the answer is very, very, very simple and right in front of us. But again, it takes an awakening. It takes an awareness to bring your attention to what it is that's holding you back. So using myself as an example, when I lived in LA and I was like, I just want to be happy, right? I mean, this is really my example. I just want to be happy. Well, I wasn't in a place where I could actually be happy because, I mean, yes, theoretically, I could have restructured things there, but it would have been challenging. It wouldn't have been as easy as it was for me to wake up to parts of my life that I knew weren't intended for me and weren't good for me, right? The superficiality, the constant rat race, the obsession with making money and appearance and social structure and all that kind of stuff. There was so many massive pendulums at play. I really had to wake up to the box that I had confined myself in, and then I was kind of just like spinning my wheels and like freaking out in this little box saying, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I want to be happy. But really how I was to connect with that happiness that I did end up connecting with is I had to let myself out of the box, and then I had to start creating a life that I actually felt good about and was intended for me and provided me with the things that I actually needed as an individual. But it took a lot of big questions. One, what are the pendulums at play? How do I detach? And then two, and I'll ask you this, who are you and what do you really want? Who are you and what do you really want? So if you are in a crappy relationship, in a job that you don't like anymore, living in an environment that you don't like anymore, this is really time to start asking yourself, what do you really want? Who are you and what do you really want? And what do you need to bring awareness to, right? What are the confines of your box that are keeping you from accessing that layer of reality where you are going to experience what it is that you don't have right now, or what it is you feel is, what you are intending to have. And then, who are you? God. I mean, this is amazing. This is actually really amazing to, who are you? It's like, come on, this is so basic. But for me, at 35 years old, before I found this life, before I found this sector of reality, I had no freaking clue who I was, right? I had no clue who I was. I was getting ripped apart daily by pendulums. I knew that. Well, I didn't really know that, but I know retrospectively that I was suffering from that. At the time, I thought I knew who I was, but really it took 5-6 years for me to get really into who I am, and I'm still discovering that person, but I definitely know it's not what I had in the past, or it wasn't who I was in the past, where I was in the past. But again, I had to wake up to all that stuff. I had to really, really wake up to that stuff. So how can you start creating that version of reality today? So maybe dismantling your life, reconfiguring your life as you currently are living it isn't, for a number of reasons, maybe it isn't the right thing to do. But how can you at least start waking up to the entities or the thoughts within yourself that are holding you back and start creating in the direction of what it is you intend to have, whatever that thing is, and what illusions are trapping you. So again, these are huge questions. These are huge questions that some people spend a lifetime trying to uncover, right? The answers, but really getting, so, the pendulums that we typically adhere to are powerful, and they do a really, really good job at convincing us that reality's static, one, and that moving around, moving around to different sectors of reality isn't all that possible, right? Pendulums, again, like to keep us confined, like to keep us stuck. So it's their job to convince us that it's challenging to move around. It's challenging to do certain things without the presence of other things. Like, you're not going to be successful if you don't have a college education. Or if you're ugly, you can't have, a beautiful romantic relationship, because we're bombarded with images of people that are super attractive, that are having the romance and the sex that they want and all that kind of stuff. So pendulums really like to keep us tuned in to this frequency of like, oh, I'm trapped and there's no way out. So I may as well just keep wanting and wishing and hoping and tuning in, right, to at least what the pendulum's feeding me, so I can get just a little taste of it, because that's probably not ever going to happen for me. And this is why hustle culture and hustle porn is so big, right? A lot of people are watching this stuff on social media, and they're like, oh God, wouldn't that be so cool to have a Maserati? And oh, wouldn't that be so cool to go into Cartier and just buy all kinds of jewelry and do all this? And they're like just living a little vicariously through the images that the pendulums are pushing in our direction, because deep down inside they feel like they can't actually do that thing. So they may as well just look at the images of it, so they can feel that little moment of some sort of pleasure, some sort of, fantasize for a brief moment. So, and again, these are illusions. These are illusions that are keeping people trapped, right? Oh, this is for other really beautiful people over here, and here, just look at the pictures on Instagram. So what illusions are trapping you? What illusions are trapping you? And how can you maintain your awareness about these illusions, but also this entire discussion, right? This is a big, heavy, meaty topic. This is true reality creation, waking up to the matrix, and then figuring out how you can manipulate it with your thoughts and actions and your creative energy, and get yourself building something that you are going to benefit from in future frames. If it's not happening now, right? If you're and again, I know this demographic is like 35 to 45 that watches this channel. If you are feeling as though you don't have something in your life right now, money, adventure, love, romance, respect, a profession, blah, 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 whatever it is, you might have to get radical, right? You might have to be like Neo, pulling off those tubes, right? Pulling off those tubes and then creating. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm creating a new version of reality for myself by every day feeding this thing that gives me immense pleasure to feed, but I know ultimately, maybe I don't know exactly what's going to come about, but I know that reality as I am experiencing it day to day is different and better than the day before. And I know it's because I woke up to all that shit that was going on that I needed to wake up to. And then I realized the power in my creative energy. And I decided to put that creative energy to good use and not just waste it. Therefore, creating a version of reality that's bitchin'. That's what it boils down to. So let me know what you think of this video, everybody. Big one, meaty. Let's have a conversation about it. Join us on Facebook, like, subscribe, and teachable course down below. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching my video. Bye, guys.